Okay, so this is a story that's going to take us on a wild ride. It starts with a genius, takes a really sharp turn into the CIA's most secret files, and believe it or not, it ends up right here, with the device you're watching this on right now. So the man's name was Itzhak Bentov. He was this incredible scientist and inventor, and he was on his way to a conference to basically tell the world everything he'd discovered. But his plane, American Airlines Flight 191 out of Chicago, it never landed. Just like that, he was gone. A pretty weird, sudden end for a guy who claimed he'd figured out the secret blueprint of our reality, right?
And you'd think that would be the end of the story, right? A tragic accident? But no, the story was just getting started. See, decades later, his ideas pop up in the last place you'd ever expect. And now? Well, the very core of his work is running in the background of our world, powering the technology we use every single day. Let's break down how this all happened.
Okay, so to really get where this is all going, we've got to go back to the beginning. We need to understand the man himself, Itzhak Bentov, and his absolutely mind-bending vision of how the universe actually works. Bentov had this really cool way of explaining his big idea. He said, look, just imagine we're all raisins floating in a big bowl of Jell-O. It sounds silly, but what he meant was that the universe is this massive, interconnected thing, a hologram. And if you wiggle one raisin, if one person starts vibrating at a certain frequency, it's not long before all the other raisins start vibrating along with it. We're all connected. And he took it even further. He said that this feeling we have of being separate people, me here, you there, that's just level one. That's the physical layer. But as you go deeper, you get to the soul level, where our consciousness starts to kind of overlap. Then the higher self, where it overlaps even more. And finally, you hit the spiritual level where, boom, we're all completely one big interconnected consciousness. And here's the kicker, the mechanism behind it all. Bentov said the human body isn't just a sack of meat and bones. Nope, it's a cosmic tuner, a biological instrument. He theorized that the rhythm of our own heartbeat could literally sync up with the frequencies of the universe. And if you could do that, you could unlock a whole new level of perception. Your body becomes the gateway. So you gotta ask, right? If this guy really cracked the code, if he found a way to tap into this deeper reality, where did it all go? Why did his incredible work just disappear after he died? Well, here's the thing. It didn't vanish. Not at all. It was classified, hidden away. And then, in 2003, a CIA document gets declassified. It's called the Gateway Process. And guess what's inside? Bentov's theories. I mean, almost word for word, page for page. And this is where the story takes a much darker, much stranger turn. Bentov's beautiful map of cosmic consciousness wasn't lost. Oh no, it was repurposed. It became a tool for spies. Its new home? The CIA. And this is the real clash, isn't it? You've got Bentov, who saw a path to enlightenment and connecting with the universe. And then you have the CIA, who looked at the same blueprint and saw a weapon. They didn't care about cosmic oneness. They wanted an edge. They wanted things like remote viewing, the ability to see things happening miles away, inside a locked room, and even projecting consciousness through time. And the gateway process, it turns out, was just one tool in a much bigger box. They had this term biological signal entrainment. Sounds very scientific, right? Well, that's just the CIA's fancy way of saying what Bentov called cosmic resonance, basically a technique to mess with brainwaves. They also got into something called controlled dissociation, which is a way to detach your mind to remember things with perfect clarity. Wild stuff. But here's where it gets even more intense. The agency wasn't just content to study this stuff. They wanted to use it. They moved from just observing altered states to actively trying to engineer perception. They wanted to control minds. This quote right here, this is pulled straight from their interrogation manuals, and it lays out the core principle. The big secret they figured out? Confusion is a weapon. If you can scramble someone's brain, just completely overload them, you create this little window, an opening to slide an idea in that they'll accept without even thinking about it. So here's the playbook, step by step. First, you hit the target with a bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense, just total contradictions. Their brain goes into overdrive, scrambling to find something, anything logical to hold on to. And right then, in that moment of pure mental chaos, you give them one simple, clear idea, and their brain grabs onto it like a drowning person grabs a life raft. It just bypasses all their normal critical thinking.
Now, all this Cold War stuff might sound like something out of a dusty old spy novel, right? Ancient history. But it's not. The techniques, and even more important, the mindset of engineering how people see the world, it never vanished. It just got an upgrade. It was digitized, scaled up massively, and passed on to the tech we're all using, right now, every single day. And look, this isn't just some wild conspiracy theory. The connections are documented. They're on the record. Research shows that agencies like the CIA, the NSA, DARPA, they were all in on the ground floor, funding and nurturing the tech that would eventually become Google's core algorithm. They had liaisons advising the founders, literally helping to build the intellectual property that Silicon Valley was built on. Okay, so to get how this plays out today, you need to understand one crucial thing about your own brain. It's not a camera that just records what's happening. It's a prediction machine. Your brain is constantly using everything you've ever experienced to guess what's going to happen next. It's actively building your reality, not just observing it. And it's that predictive nature of our brains that makes this whole new system possible. It's an influence machine that runs on a constant 4-stage loop. First, they collect your data. Then they predict your behavior. Then they shape your environment. And finally, they alter your perception. So, stage 1. Data collection. It all starts here. Every single thing you do online, every search, every click, how long you pause on a picture, every scroll, it's all logged. And this isn't just a simple record of what you did. When you put it all together, it becomes this shockingly accurate map of you, a blueprint of how you think, what scares you, and what you want most. Okay, stage 2, behavior prediction. All that data gets fed into these powerful algorithms, and their job isn't just to look at your past, it's to predict your future. They can forecast what you're going to buy next week, what political ideas you'll be open to, even who you might vote for. And we're not talking about lucky guesses. We're talking about statistical models designed to know your next move before you do. Stage 3 is where it gets really active, environment shaping. Based on those predictions about you, your entire digital world is subtly, invisibly tweaked. The order of your search results, which of your friends' posts you see first in your feed, the exact timing of a notification on your phone, it's all being curated to nudge you in a specific direction. And the craziest part, you'd never even know it's happening. And that brings us to the final stage. Your perception is altered. The result of all this is that you make a choice, and it feels 100% like your own idea. But you're actually just walking down a path that was carefully paved for you, step by step. The influence from the outside is so smooth, so seamless, that it feels like it came from the inside. It feels like your own thought. And that right there is probably the single most important thing to understand in all of this. The best, most effective form of control isn't forcing someone to do something. It's just designing the system so that the easiest, most obvious choice is the one they wanted you to make all along. It makes you feel like you're in charge when you're really just following the script. So, we started with one man's dream of cosmic connection and traveled all the way through the CIA's secret labs to the very screen you're looking at. It's an incredible journey, and it leaves us living in a world built on this constant predictive loop with one big and maybe kind of scary question left to think about.